Introduction. Grit, grit. What is it? There's a hidden ingredient for success that many overlook. No matter your intelligence, advantages, or social skills, landing that job can still be challenging if you lack perseverance. Perseverance means pushing through despite the tough times, negative feedback, and setbacks on your journey to your goals. Even those grappling with internal hurdles like low self-confidence can find success. Research identifies the ability to maintain persistence while pursuing long-term objectives as a grit. This relentless effort helps you navigate obstacles and acts as a catalyst for reaching your aspirations. Think of life as a marathon. You need the stamina to stay motivated. It's easy to feel confident about finishing after the first 13 miles, but as you progress, doubts creep in. Your muscles tire, sweat pours, and the heat saps your energy, all while voices nag you to give up. Yet, true grit means staying just as enthusiastic at mile 26 as you were at mile 1. Life resembles a marathon more than a sprint, underscoring the power of tenacity. It's about cultivating long-term strength, emotional stamina, and mental endurance to keep pushing forward, even when immediate rewards evade you. You might not see any rewards during certain phases of your path to success. The vision of your goals may seem distant, and as you approach that horizon, you must keep putting one foot in front of the other. You need to hold on to the bigger picture, understanding that even if the end goal feels out of reach, every step you take is part of the process. You recognize that time will pass, and your journey has value, leading you closer to your dreams. You might think this sounds a lot like patience, and it is, sort of. Patience involves enduring the process until your efforts pay off, but it's more than just waiting. It requires actively focusing on your long-term vision while being dedicated and committed to working hard to turn that future into reality. Anyone can be patient by simply biding their time, but true perseverance involves taking decisive actions and seizing opportunities as they arise to inch closer to your long-term goals and gain the necessary experience along the way. With the sad reality, unfortunately, many educational systems worldwide don't prioritize resilience. Most people remain unaware of what truly drives success, while countless elementary schools in the U.S. measure IQ, they often overlook the importance of nurturing grit. Our culture now tends to view success as a sprint rather than a marathon. This risk sets up children for failure, as we don't effectively equip them for the lengthy and often tough journey towards success. Success can take many forms. Whether you aspire to be a lawyer, a physician, an entrepreneur, or an academic, big dreams typically demand a long-term commitment and consistent effort. Success is an ongoing journey, much like a marathon. It's essential to keep moving forward, even when you feel down or discouraged. You may be facing challenges or negativity from others, but despite it all, you must continue putting one foot in front of the other. This is the essence of grit. Unfortunately, most educational systems fall short in teaching students how to cultivate resilience. The aim of this book is to outline the essential elements and steps for developing grit. With passion and perseverance, you can work towards achieving your long-term goals. Oh, how do we build strength? So, what's the real answer to building grit? The truth is, there's no straightforward solution. That's the current state of research. I will guide you through various approaches to developing grit later in the book. While global studies may lack a cohesive answer, we can piece together insights that help. We'll explore what doesn't promote resilience, which isn't linked to your innate talent or your starting potential. People with no talent, impoverished background, and a history of abuse have succeeded immensely thanks to their resilience. The common initial indicators of success do not apply. Is it feeling frustrating yet? Well, here's the silver lining. This is actually good news, even if it may not seem that way at first. Why, you ask? Because it ultimately comes down to a choice. Seriously? Our circumstances do not dictate our outcomes. We hold the power over them. Think about it. There are certain things we can't control, no matter who we are. You can't choose your parents or the upbringing you have. You can't select the neighborhood you're born into, nor can you pick your initial identity. But here's the good part. Resilience is something we can choose to cultivate. It isn't merely a product of where we come from, nor is it something imposed on us by outside forces. No one can hold a gun to your head and force you to succeed. That's entirely up to you. Success is a mindset we decide to nurture. Within the pages of this book, you'll discover how to harness the focus and willpower needed to achieve your goals. Remember, delaying gratification often leads to even greater rewards in life. Yay! Chapter 1. Introduction to Grit. There's nothing more common than talented men who never succeed. Genius alone won't guarantee success. The idea of untapped genius is often just a saying. The world is filled with educated individuals who lack motivation. However, persistence and determination are powerful forces. You might be curious about what sets this apart from the usual markers of success. Perhaps you're considering all the other elements that have been linked to achieving your goals. It's clear how key can lead to greater accomplishments. The ability to quickly grasp new information and connect it with what you already know can provide a significant edge over the competition. Likewise, skillful interaction with others can help you develop strong leadership qualities, opening up a wealth of opportunities. You already know that grit doesn't involve any of these. What makes grit so special? What accounts for its power? Is it a groundbreaking invention that has influenced your success? Let's dive deeper to uncover the essence of this concept. The term grit was popularized by psychologist Angela Duckworth in her book, Grit, The Power of Passion and Perseverance. Although the study of persistence and tenacity isn't new, it has roots that stretch back to the work of Sir Francis Galton in 1889. He noted that the most accomplished individuals in society often possess talent, enthusiasm, and a strong work ethic. Later, researcher Letitia Cox identified 300 geniuses whose achievements were fueled by perseverance and determination. A study from 1985 found that commitment to activities was the strongest predictor of success. The idea that enduring passion and perseverance towards long-term goals is essential is not a modern revelation. Duckworth's significant contribution to our understanding today lies in her research that demonstrates how grit can outweigh all other factors when it comes to following through on long-term objectives. Duckworth focused on what kept some military cadets in training while others dropped out. The initial training phase, known as Beast Barracks, lasts 7 weeks and involves grueling days filled with 17 hours of classroom work and physical training, leaving many to give up. Despite a rigorous admissions process, many cadets still struggle during this challenging phase. To predict who would thrive, the military used a whole candidate score, which factored in a T scores, high school ranking, leadership attributes, and physical fitness. However, this score did not reliably indicate who would succeed or drop out. Instead, a simple questionnaire assessing resilience and commitment to long-term goals proved to be a far more effective predictor. Those who rated themselves higher in perseverance tended to perform better in terms of military training, grades, and physical capabilities. In her research, Duckworth also analyzed outcomes from the National Spelling Bee, determining which participants were more likely to advance. Collaborating with a private corporation, she surveyed managers to find out which employees were likely to stay with the company or find success. She even examined data on first-year teachers in inner-city elementary schools to see who would effectively help their students achieve their goals. Notably, Duckworth's studies found that factors like social intelligence, appearance, and physical health aren't definitive predictors of long-term success. Grit, it seems, enables individuals to rise above challenges related to background factors such as family income and educational history, as well as conditions like safety at school. According to Duckworth, grit is a more reliable predictor of long-term success than any other factor. Various studies across different groups have shown that a person's attitude is the key indicator of whether they will persevere through challenges. It's the individuals who consistently put forth effort who truly shine, often requiring thousands of hours of practice to reach world-class skill levels. Woody Allen famously stated that 80% of success is just showing up, which highlights the importance of persistence combined with focused and deliberate practice. High achievement can arguably be linked to an individual's tendency to show up and work relentlessly toward their valued goals over time. So what factors overshadow your IQ, EQ, and other attributes? Let's delve a bit deeper into IQ and EQ. Your IQ is largely shaped by your genetics and environment. If you come from a family with high EQs, you're more likely to score well yourself. Conversely, if your parents fall lower on the IQ scale, your score might still be slightly elevated, but is fundamentally influenced by their baseline. Scientists have ascertained that around 50 of IQ variation is attributable to genetics, with the remainder stemming from environmental influences. Notably, self-discipline has been found to be a better predictor of academic success among adolescents than IQ. Similarly, emotional intelligence, along with its roots in background and life experiences, is also shaped by genetics. It's fortunate you aren't burdened by these challenges. IQ, AQ, and similar factors aren't entirely within your control. Some are born into privilege, while others are not. Yet grit transcends these limitations. Even in difficult circumstances, people can choose to embody toughness. When surrounded by individuals with lower IQs or discouraging voices, you can still decide to be resilient. Those without grit may struggle to rise above their environment, often leading to feelings of hopelessness that can have dire consequences. Having a strong will and resilience is essential to combat the daily negativity that surrounds you. If your dream is to make millions, it's easy to get caught up in the mindset of those who are struggling financially. As the saying goes, it's tough to soar like an eagle when surrounded by turkeys. Without grit, it's all too easy to be weighed down by one's surroundings. This underscores why grit often outshines other explanations for success, such as IQ, talent, upbringing, or the availability of opportunities. Self-discipline pales in comparison when it comes to predicting long-term success. It's fundamentally a personal choice. Ultimately, it's up to you to hold on to your dreams. Your journey boils down to making a conscious daily decision to invest your actions and choices toward your goals. Grit isn't something that can be handed to you. It's a mindset you cultivate each day. It's not dictated by unchangeable circumstances. Grit is a reflection of who you are and embodies what you're willing to sacrifice for your aspirations. This internal resolve is where its true power lies. External factors can strip away your possessions, but you always have the choice to persevere until you decide to give up. You can reject the notion that your circumstances deny you your hopes and dreams. Many stories highlight millionaires who lost everything overnight, yet a significant number of them rebound after declaring bankruptcy. It's not their wealth that defines them. Rather, it's something deeper. It's about their internal focus, decision-making process, and their willingness to cling to their self-image. Their perseverance and passion for long-term goals energize their ability to bounce back. They envision themselves as millionaires, and when setbacks occur, they don't lose sight of that vision. Instead of waiting for fortune to smile upon them, they actively pursue actions that will lead them toward their desired reality. They don't indulge in self-pity or see themselves as victims. They genuinely strive to get back up after being knocked down. Many millionaires have faced bankruptcy only to rise from the ashes once again. It's astounding, isn't it? Just one major setback can lead someone to give up if they lack the right values or goals. According to recent statistics from Spectrum, there are nearly 10 million millionaires in the United States, which has a population of around 300 million. That means roughly 1 in 30 people falls into this category. Not too shabby. Right. Ultimately, it comes down to personal choice. No matter how bitter past experiences may be or how foolish you might feel about your decisions, you should keep pursuing your dreams. Don't let anyone convince you that you're too old, too inexperienced, or that you simply lack what it takes to succeed. The world won't hand you success on a silver platter, and you need to let go of that expectation. It's crucial to seize your reality and take charge of your life. When you blame others for your shortcomings, you're inadvertently giving them control over your life. Think about it. If you attribute your struggles to what someone else has done, then you're also placing your solutions in their hands. That's giving up ownership of your own life. This may sound radical, but it's true. Many people face struggles, be it financial or social, and a common thread among them is a sense of helplessness. They often feel trapped by past traumas or blame others for their frustrations and limitations. By doing so, they relinquish the power to address their problems. While it's tough enough to change yourself, imagine trying to change someone else. That can feel impossible. Blaming others for what's wrong in your life only leads down a path to dissatisfaction and victimhood. You have the choice to stop pointing fingers and start taking charge of the grand vision you have for yourself. If you're not making the money you desire, it's time to decide to make a change. If your marriage isn't fulfilling, it's on you to take steps towards improvement. If you feel out of shape, it's up to you to take action today. Only you can make those decisions. The secret lies in setting clear goals and being committed to them. Even if you feel you're at a disadvantage, and even when things seem hopeless, you can keep your sights set on what you want and take whatever steps are necessary to reach it. Your efforts count significantly in the equation. When you're working out, you don't just sit around waiting for things to get easier. You hit the ground running. Those who dedicate long hours to their ambitions demonstrate resilience and grit. Fueled by passion and a clear vision, they put in higher, quality work. If they recognize any gaps in their skills or knowledge, they make it a point to improve, thereby elevating their actions towards their goals. You may have a moderately talented individual who levels up through hard work. It's a known fact. The simple recipe for extraordinary achievements comes down to this. Some might argue that the road to success isn't straightforward, and they'd be right. Many factors come into play, such as your upbringing, a challenging social support system, or even a combination of both. Success goes beyond just the traits you possess. To accomplish something significant in the material world, you need to tackle external realities as well. The theory suggests that when you examine individuals under similar circumstances, effort makes a world of difference. Each accomplishment relies on two key elements, talent and effort. How quickly we can hone a skill plays a crucial role. It truly matters. Effort factors in twice. It builds skill and boosts the productivity of that skill. Those who understand this formula direct their energy toward achieving their goals. Have you ever thought about how gritty you are? You might find yourself reflecting on your resilience. Where do you place yourself on a scale of toughness? Can you be honest about whether you've been feisty based on your life experiences? Are you keen on pushing forward? To gauge your grit score, Duckworth has designed a questionnaire that delves into your thoughts, behaviors, and actions across various situations. After answering the questions, you will receive your score. The grit scale can help you evaluate your level of resilience. Moving on to the next section of the book, we'll explore the differences between self-discipline and resilience. You'll discover that grit holds more significance than other non-cognitive traits, discipline and resilience. You will learn that grit is more important than other non-cognitive traits. Chapter 2. The Pillars of Grit, Self-Discipline and Resilience. Angela Duckworth defines grit as not just bouncing back from failure, but also staying committed to your long-term goals over many years. At its core, grit contrasts with discipline. While they may seem similar, both involve controlling impulses. Success in any area requires a solid ability to manage oneself. When faced with decisions, it's crucial not to let emotions dictate your choices. Adopting a long-term perspective is essential, as you must weigh immediate rewards against those that come later. Laziness can yield quick results, while hard work often pays off down the line. Consider the choice between playing video games or studying for law school, or going out with friends versus preparing your medical school application. This highlights the key concept of delayed gratification, understanding that forgoing instant rewards now can lead to bigger benefits in the future if you put in the effort. Although it may seem less appealing to skip out on partying, finishing your education can lead to substantial financial rewards, like a six-figure salary in a corporate job. Many mistakenly equate delayed gratification with grit, while self-discipline is essential in practicing delayed gratification, which ultimately contributes to success. They are not the same. Grit requires a deeper level of commitment to maintaining focus and regulating desires, even in the face of temptations. The self-discipline typically operates on a day-to-day basis, where you have to make immediate choices between instant pleasure and future benefits. Everyday decisions can either lead to shallow rewards or to meaningful achievements that grow over time. The distinct difference is that self-discipline is about immediate actions, while grit is about staying dedicated to long-term goals despite obstacles. When impulse conflicts arise, the self-control becomes paramount. It helps you prioritize worthy goals, even if the benefits are postponed. Upon closer examination, one can see that self-control and resilience both defend important goals when challenges arise, yet they differ in the nature of these goals and the challenges faced. While self-control deals with everyday decisions, grit is about maintaining steadfastness over longer periods, sometimes even decades, to achieve extraordinary results. When faced with setbacks or disappointments, grit allows you to rise again and again, reflecting on the larger picture instead of getting bogged down by immediate failures. As you journey toward your goal, each step takes you closer, even when setbacks are daunting. Grit is about keeping your focus fixed on your ultimate objectives, like your personal global positioning system. Just as a global positioning system recalibrates after a wrong turn, your internal motivation should guide you back to your goals after any missteps. Although setbacks may sting and cause doubt, resilience helps redirect your focus to where it needs to be. With persistence and sound decision-making, you'll inch closer to success, always keeping sight of your dreams. That simple focus characterizes grit. Even in tough times, it helps you navigate toward your aspirations, ensuring that you're aware of your starting point and destination. It's crucial to keep your eye on the bigger picture. Sooner or later, you'll find yourself heading in that direction. Ideally, a combination of self-discipline and resilience will pave the way for success, leading to a fulfilling life worth celebrating. If I had to pick one quality, I'd lean toward resilience. Grit reminds me of the broader goal. Even when I stumble in the short term or get sidetracked, I keep returning to my path. You don't have to be a genius to find success. You don't need a doctor of philosophy or a silver spoon in your mouth. You don't have to be surrounded by the creme de la creme in your field. You just have to stick to your plan. If pressed to choose just one, I would select grit. Ideally, you should aim to cultivate both traits. But how does grit differ from resilience? Resilience is all about your ability to bounce back after facing setbacks. It's about pushing through despite failures. So what's the distinction? While both resilience and grit lead to similar outcomes, the driving forces behind them are slightly different. Resilience is fueled by an optimistic outlook that helps you keep going when failures stack up and others might throw in the towel. It's the positivity that propels you forward, allowing you to tackle tough challenges over time. You genuinely care about what you're pursuing, which adds an extra layer of motivation to rise after each fall. In the previous sections, we explored how to achieve long-term success and why grit is essential. Now, let's delve into how to build resilience in the next chapter. Chapter 3. Enhancing your personal quotient. There is a mix of passion, persistence, perseverance, and self-discipline that keeps us moving forward in spite of obstacles. It is not flashy, and that is the point. In a world where we are frequently distracted by displays of skill, grit makes the difference in the long run. Daniel Coyle. I'm going to give you an overview of how you can build resilience. There is no official, scientific, bulletproof way to build grit. This should come as no surprise, because it is a choice and it is personal, as I have already emphasized at the start of the book. That should tell you that there is no one-size-fits-all solution. There is no one path that would work for everyone. To build grit, it's essential to follow a framework that reflects what makes your life unique. Taking full ownership of your experiences is crucial, as it allows the framework to align with both your current situation and your past. Before laying out the steps to cultivate grit, let's first explore the prerequisites. Research indicates that resilient individuals share 4 psychological traits: interest, practice, purpose, and hope. Interest serves as a driving force. Something pulls you toward it. Without genuine effort, mere curiosity won't suffice. If you're pursuing something just to please others, you're unlikely to put in the necessary work. A true passion is critical. It can be categorized as either firework or compass passion. While firework passion is fleeting and explosive, compass passion provides guidance throughout your life. This deeper connection to your pursuits fuels determination, as passionate individuals find joy in what they do. However, passion alone isn't enough. Reading about your interests won't lead to growth without active engagement. It requires daily commitment and effort. Design your life around what you love. Regardless of your current performance, always strive to hone your skills. To achieve ambitious goals, you must aim to become an expert in your chosen field. Purpose also plays a significant role. Without a meaningful reason behind your interest, sustaining it can be challenging. A mature passion involves having a purpose greater than yourself. If your goals focus solely on superficial achievements, like flaunting your body or possessions, you may find yourself unmotivated in the long run. Many people dream of making a positive impact on society, seeking ways to bring joy to others. The greater your purpose, the stronger your resilience. Connecting your work to both your well-being and the well-being of others is essential. Throughout your journey toward toughness, you will inevitably face setbacks. Here, hope is vital. It embodies the perseverance to rise to the occasion, fostering the belief that a better future is possible. Maintaining hope fuels your strength, especially when facing challenges. Falling down is part of the process, but getting back up is what defines resilience. Combining interest, practice, purpose, and hope creates a powerful foundation for building grit. The first step in this journey is to consciously adopt a growth mindset, which is essential for developing grit. According to Carol Dweck's research, a growth mindset is integral to the concept of grit. It's grounded in findings about neuroplasticity, which highlight how our brains can adapt and learn. A 2016 study delved into how a growth mindset linked to the cortical striatal networks essential for goal-directed behavior, noting that motivation and cognitive skills are crucial for achieving desired outcomes. The study also explored the whole brain seed to voxel connections, underscoring the importance of functional connectivity in cognitive behavioral control. There were clear dissociations between the two constructs. Procrastination and delay in receipt of reward were associated with grit. Embracing the idea that our efforts can enhance our abilities, especially our intelligence, reflects what we call a growth mindset. This fascinating belief is linked to essential brain regions responsible for monitoring our mistakes, such as the anterior cingulate cortex. The insight gained from this research can significantly influence our understanding of non-cognitive skills and shape character education in meaningful ways. One of the core principles of this type of education is to empower children to confidently tackle challenges, both in the classroom and beyond. Unlike the concept of fixed intelligence, which suggests our IQ is something we cannot change, a growth mindset champions the idea that our capacity to learn is flexible and ever expandable. Each of us has the ability to refine and enhance our skills through dedicated effort and choice. Imagine your capacity for learning as a puzzle. While you might find some areas challenging due to certain limits, that shouldn't dissuade you from engaging with new information. But for instance, suppose you can fully absorb only 3 elements at a time, yet you come across a 6-part puzzle piece. Instead of becoming overwhelmed, you can creatively break it down into smaller, more manageable sets, perhaps into 2 groups of 3 or 3 groups of 2. This strategy allows you to digest and understand even complex concepts over time. Achieving this takes determination and choice. It's a big part of the exciting research around growth mindset being conducted at various universities. The findings show that the way we engage with learning actively shapes our brain's neural connection. The more effort you put into learning, the more connections your brain builds. It's all interconnected. Each new memory enhances your cognitive network, When children learn that their brains can grow and adapt in response to the challenges they face, they become more resilient. They start to believe that learning isn't an endpoint but an ongoing journey. They realize that failure is simply a stepping stone, not a dead end, fostering persistence and a willingness to try again. This optimism lays the foundation for what is often referred to as grit. Understanding a growth mindset requires acknowledging two central concepts. First, that our brains are dynamic and evolve as we confront new challenges and acquire new information. The second is that failure is merely a fleeting setback, an opportunity to learn and grow, rather than a permanent obstacle. Building personal pride and resilience starts with embracing these principles. Your beliefs are incredibly powerful tools for fostering grit. By reinforcing your belief in your ability to improve, you can create a personal identity rooted in your aspirations. This connection to your big picture goals can motivate you to stay focused and resilient in the face of adversity. As you advance on this journey, you'll discover sustainable strategies to help you stay on track and maintain your determination. I can't wait to share more insights with you in Chapter 4, where we'll explore best practices that empower you to maximize your grit. The road ahead is bright, filled with opportunities for growth and transformation. Together, let's embrace the challenges that lie ahead and unlock our full potential. Chapter 4: Overcoming Toxic Mindsets. In this chapter, we explore the toxic mindsets that can undermine our ability to cultivate grit. Often, we operate at only half our potential, as if the fires of our motivation are dampened and our mental drafts are sealed shut. As William James noted, we're only tapping into a fraction of our mental resources. The certain mindsets can be detrimental to your progress before we even begin. If you are holding on to these harmful attitudes, advancing will be a struggle. These mindsets hinder your ability to concentrate and lead to wasted mental and emotional energy. The first toxic mindset is a sense of entitlement. Many people expect life to be fair or believe they should begin every endeavor at the top. This expectation is one of the most destructive attitudes you can adopt because it hinders real progress. Life has always been unfair, and successful individuals have learned to navigate this harsh reality rather than waste time trying to change it. Focus on your goals instead of fixating on how you want things to be. If you don't, it's all too easy to adopt a victim mentality. And there are two types of people: victims and victors. The victims often ask, "What happened?" while victors take action to make things happen. Acknowledging that life will always have its unfair moments is crucial. What matters is how you choose to respond. You aren't entitled to respect. It must be earned. Victory isn't given. It comes at the cost of pain, sacrifice, and sometimes betrayal. The sooner you grasp how life truly operates, the better equipped you'll be to handle it. Expect to be beaten down repeatedly until your resolve is tested. And many of us possess great potential, yet few choose to follow in the footsteps of icons like Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, or Elon Musk. It's easy to become defeated by the gap between how we wish things were and the harsh reality. The second toxic mindset is a short-term mindset error. Some believe they should get rich overnight and expect quick results for minimal effort. Throughout history, brilliant individuals have stumbled because of this short-sighted thinking. Though they possess the capacity to make a positive impact in the world, their focus on immediate returns can lead to disappointment and frustration. They often engage in mental gymnastics, questioning whether their goals were worth pursuing, or lamenting that the rich are getting richer while the poor remain stagnant. These thoughts merely serve as distractions from the real issue: unrealistic expectations about returns. If you're constantly looking for quick payoffs, you're stunting your growth. Grit involves sticking to your plan, no matter how long it takes. Life isn't a sprint. It's a marathon. The journey to success requires patience and perseverance, even when results are nowhere in sight. Any talented individuals struggle with this short-term mentality, often believing that their setbacks stem from others' actions. It's vital to resist the urge to blame others for your unhappiness. Doing so hands them control over your life. If you attribute your problems to someone else, you are also giving them the power to provide solutions. Once you fall into this trap, you relinquish your ability to change your circumstances and take responsibility for your life. You cannot control other people. They have their own lives to lead and may not even remember the harm they caused you. If you continually look back at past traumas to justify your current frustrations, you're only holding yourself back. Unless time travel becomes a reality, the past cannot be changed, and there's no point in lingering there. Focus on what lies ahead. The best thing you can do is to stop blaming others and stop looking at your past as a ready source of excuses for why you shouldn't try as hard as you should in the present time. Constantly comparing yourself to others can lead to feelings of inadequacy. Even some of the most successful and powerful people in the world can find themselves struggling with this issue. Take Mark Zuckerberg, for example, a billionaire and the founder of Facebook. Imagine him trying to measure up to Michael Jordan's basketball skills. Let's be honest, he probably wouldn't stand a chance on the court. Michael Jordan is a legend, a cut above the rest. That kind of comparison leaves Zuckerberg feeling small and insignificant. Suppose someone like him, who wields significant influence, can feel like a total failure by comparing himself to another. In that case, it's clear that such comparisons can drag anyone down. To make yourself feel miserable, all you need to do is compare what you lack to the best qualities in someone else. It's like comparing a fish's swimming ability to a lion's prowess on land, completely nonsensical. If that doesn't resonate, it might be time to rethink your approach. If you're trying to develop grit and keep falling into the trap of comparisons, you are undermining your own potential. The more you focus on what you don't have, the more powerless and insignificant you'll feel. It's like sinking into mental quicksand. Remember, others would love to be in your shoes. You might think, I don't have enough money. But hundreds of millions of people live on less than $2 a day. Count your blessings instead and concentrate on your own goals in life. Thinking of outcomes as permanent can lock you into a limiting mindset. You might find yourself assuming that a failed project or situation is set in stone, thinking that it can't be turned around no matter the circumstances. This final state mindset stifles your ability to see possibilities. Now, consider this. Often, just one small change in variables can flip the script. Think about how companies like Facebook and Google could have easily faced failure with a different twist in their corporate journeys. Conversely, Kodak, once a giant in the camera industry, might still be thriving today if digital cameras had evolved differently. Those with a final state mindset blur the complexities of life, believing that it follows a singular path. But chaos theory tells us otherwise. It suggests that a small change can have a ripple effect, altering outcomes dramatically. The weather patterns illustrate this beautifully. A minor shift can lead to entirely different results. Recognizing that you're in control of your life and can navigate the various variables is crucial. When you understand this, you empower yourself to make better decisions. The key difference in the success or failure of your projects often comes down to the choices you make. Believing in final states undermines your own agency, leading you to feel like your decisions don't count and that everything is preordained. That sense of powerlessness can hold you back from taking charge of your own narrative. Take a moment to consider these 5 toxic mindsets before you work on building your grit. Reflect on whether any of them apply to you and challenge yourself to overcome them. Otherwise, you risk missing out on the success you're truly capable of achieving. Whether your aspirations lie in academics, the corporate world, athletics, or artistry, Remember that victory is not just handed to you. You need to fight for it, negotiate for it, and be willing to explore alternative paths. If the front door is closed, try the side door. If that doesn't work, dig through the basement or climb through the ceiling. Whatever it takes, keep pushing forward. No matter what the case is, never take no for an answer. The key to survival lies in keeping momentum. Martin Luther King Jr. wisely stated, "If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But whatever you do, you must keep moving forward." If you fail to address these challenges before embarking on your project, you will simply end up wasting your efforts. The next important step is to grasp the fundamentals of building resilience. Chapter 5. The Power of Belief. The collective strength of 99 individuals with mere interest pales in comparison to one person fueled by genuine belief, as John Stuart Mill aptly noted. At the core of the growth mindset lies the power of belief. Resilience is fundamentally built on this foundation. Without belief in the right things, it becomes challenging to stay focused on your goals. If you lack confidence in your ability to succeed, it's difficult to maintain a vision of your ultimate aspirations. You might feel as if you don't have what it takes to go the distance. However, it's essential to realize that you have control over your beliefs. Belief is not just something that happens to you. It is a conscious choice. You can choose to endorse certain beliefs or to remain skeptical about others. Many people mistakenly think that they inherit their parents' beliefs simply by growing up in a certain environment. This assumption is misleading. Beliefs cannot be absorbed by osmosis. You have the agency to decide what you believe, not just about spirituality, but in all aspects of life. Your values are not predetermined by your upbringing. They are choices you actively make. It's crucial to debunk the idea that beliefs can be passively absorbed. If you hold this view, you may end up feeling powerless in your own life, like a puppet controlled by outside influences. While you can choose to take a back seat and let beliefs wash over you, remember that this too is a choice. So what is belief? It's the conviction that certain ideas are factual, a mindset that exists even in the absence of concrete evidence. A belief is essentially a judgment we make about ourselves, others, or the world around us. For instance, you might view someone as arrogant because of their quiet demeanor, whereas the reality might be that they are simply an introvert. People often cling to their beliefs until undeniable evidence proves them wrong. This is how belief systems operate. Michael Shermer, a well-known skeptic and critical thinker, explores this topic in his book, The Believing Brain, From Spiritual Faith to Political Convictions. He delves into why we hold certain beliefs and reveals that our beliefs are often formed in response to the environment shaped by family, friends, and societal influences. Once established, we frequently defend and rationalize our beliefs using a variety of intellectual arguments. In essence, beliefs come first and explanations follow. As an example, consider discovering that the person you've always called Dad isn't your biological father. Such revelations can drastically alter your perception of him. In terms of your health, the facts about your biological father may provide insights into your own behaviors and tendencies. But you know how this works. This shift in people's attitudes is often evident before and after they learn certain facts. When you accept specific ideas as true, it can reshape your sense of identity. Your responses to various situations are influenced not only by these beliefs, but also by how you perceive your own capabilities. Belief can create self-fulfilling prophecies and predictions. When you hold on to specific beliefs for an extended period, they alter your assumptions about life. However, it's important to remember that belief doesn't always equate to truth. For instance, prior to May 6, 1954, athletes widely believed that running a mile in under 4 minutes was impossible. This notion was accepted globally, and experts claimed that the human body simply wasn't capable of such a feat. This belief stood for decades, until Roger Bannister shattered that myth on May 6, 1954, clocking in at 3:59:4, becoming the first man to break the 4-minute barrier. By setting a new world record, he transformed the limiting beliefs held by countless athletes. Bannister's achievement demonstrated the immense power of belief. Soon after, many more athletes began to surpass the 4-minute mark with new training methods and a fresh, attainable goal. Had he bought into that false notion of human limitation, he might have given up. This underscores how belief shapes our paths. Your choices in what to believe can significantly alter the course of your life. Belief has the power to create legends. A perfect example of this is the remarkable story of Albert Einstein, the renowned scientist often hailed as the father of modern physics. Einstein was slow to learn how to speak, and school authorities eventually called his mother in for a meeting. They informed her that her son was unfit for the regular school program and suggested he would likely never achieve much in life. His mother kept that note hidden away in an iron box, along with the truth, until the end of her days. Instead, she instilled in Einstein the belief that he was a genius and that he simply needed a different learning environment. His unwavering belief fueled his incredible accomplishments in physics. After his mother passed away, Einstein stumbled upon the old iron box and opened it, only to find a note from the school. He was deeply moved and couldn't hold back his tears, realizing that his mother had done the most loving thing possible by shielding him from that letter. Had she revealed the truth to him about the school's judgment, he may never have reached the remarkable heights he ultimately achieved. You can see the point. Belief has the power to create geniuses, so don't underestimate how your choices and belief can impact your life. It has a significant influence since it can lead to self-fulfilling prophecies. The good news? Belief is a choice. You can always accept certain things as facts, but remember, you have the power to choose what to believe and what those beliefs mean. What do you need to believe in? Focus on the big goal you've set for yourself. You must accept certain realities and determine which elements those are. You also need to believe that your goal is worth pursuing. Without this conviction, it will be difficult to build the resolve needed to chase after your aspirations. It would be great if the goal fell in your lap, but if it's not significant enough, it won't drive you. Next, you must believe that your goal is achievable. As intimidating as it may seem, it is indeed within reach. You have the ability to transform an idea or concept into something tangible, something you can see, hear, taste, and touch. Sounds encouraging? Right. However, if you don't have enough faith in your potential, your grand goal may remain out of reach. It's easy to believe that others can achieve great things, but that doesn't help you. If you want to fulfill your big ambitions, you need to believe in your own capability to make it happen. While others may succeed, it's crucial to focus on your belief in your own success. Many people limit themselves with thoughts of inadequacy, saying they're not smart enough, or they weren't born into privilege. They think that competition is too fierce, or that they don't measure up in looks, and the list goes on. By choosing to believe you can accomplish your big goal, you can eliminate these excuses. Critics often dismiss belief as mere mental games, but it's much deeper than that. When you choose to believe in specific things and reject others, your assumptions shift. Your emotional responses transform too. If you consider your goal worthwhile, you won't react to fatigue or frustration in the same way as before. But you see how it works. It's like flipping a switch. You start discussing different topics when your beliefs change, and you adapt how you handle setbacks. When you believe in your goals, your actions naturally follow suit. This shift can lead to a sense of hope. Believing that your goal is achievable gives you something to focus on and plan for. What you do today takes on purpose and meaning. You're no longer just going through the motions. You are actively working towards something significant. Count the days until you can reach your grand aspirations. What's the best part of this? As you strive toward your dreams, your belief fuels a self-perpetuating process. It works like this. When you choose to believe, you create hope. Taking action based on those hopes generates even more hope, leading you to take more action. This strengthens your beliefs, creating an upward spiral. Ultimately, it's about making a conscious choice to believe in a certain way. Now, let's move on to the next chapter. Chapter 6. Rewiring your belief system. Belief isn't just a passing thought. It's a powerful idea that holds sway over your mind. Robert Bolton emphasized this point. As I mentioned in a previous chapter, just simply understanding something on an intellectual level isn't enough. Ideas can settle in your mind, but unless you actively change your behavior based on what you believe, nothing will shift in your life. Beliefs alone won't transform your life, and you need to spark changes in your actions. The stories shared earlier illustrate how the power of belief can shape your existence. It's essential to recognize that if a belief remains trapped in your mind, it won't lead to any tangible outcomes. Intellectual acceptance doesn't carry much weight. You need a sense of emotional urgency to drive action. When you truly believe in something, it ignites a chain reaction. One belief often ties into other issues, creating a ripple effect that can reshape your reality. Your beliefs manifest outwardly, allowing others to see the impact. This isn't simply theoretical. Your beliefs need to translate into action. The world is indifferent to your feelings. It only acknowledges results. It doesn't matter what you think you could have done or what regrets you hold. If you don't change your actions, the world won't take notice. Belief flourishes through practice. So, how do you nurture your belief? It boils down to embracing challenges. Put yourself in situations that test your beliefs. But for instance, if you see yourself as a good swimmer, allow others to question that. Competing can help. At that moment, you have two choices. You can either let doubt creep in or reinforce your belief in your swimming abilities. By continuing to practice and compete, you can prove doubters wrong. Your belief strengthens when you align your actions with the results you want to achieve. Remarkably, it only takes one positive affirmation to boost your confidence and reignite your faith. When faced with scrutiny, choose to hold on to your belief. Experiencing rejection isn't pleasant, but if you genuinely feel you have something valuable to offer, you'll keep going on job interviews, no matter how many times you face rejection. Your conviction drives you, and that's the essence of faith. You build your belief through action, though the outcomes may not always be favorable. Rejection can come in waves, but each small victory reinforces your belief. If you allow yourself to confront challenges head-on, the more you act out of faith, the better your chances of success. Remember, it's not merely about feeling something is true. It's about taking steps that bring those beliefs to life. Trust me, just feeling good won't cut it. It's not going to do anything for you. It won't change your life. Unless you attend that interview, nothing will happen. No matter how convinced you are that you're the best employee ever, to strengthen your beliefs. This involves focusing on the big picture. If that big picture becomes a reality in a few months or even years, you're in for a long journey. To take sustainable action during that lengthy path, you need to ensure your belief system is well structured. So, what is a system? System consists of various components organized in a specific way, working together to achieve a process. If just one part fails, The dysfunction will affect the entire system. It can't be isolated. You must establish a complete belief system that goes beyond one overarching belief. It's essential to have more than just faith in your grand goal, as there are smaller, interconnected beliefs that support this primary aim. It's a complex web of beliefs that needs to be intact. Your main belief requires the backing of several secondary ones. How does this work? What do you need to believe for your main goal to come to fruition? Let's break it down to make it clearer. What is your most significant belief? Embracing a growth mindset means believing in your ability to achieve your goals. This is crucial as it keeps you from being overly reliant on others. You can't expect being part of a group to catapult you to your goal. Instead, you must have faith in your own ability to reach it. Your group can inspire you or connect you with the right people to open doors, but it's your belief that will truly make the difference. Now, regarding secondary beliefs, the supporting assumptions within your belief system, you must trust in your capacity to acquire the skills necessary to achieve your big goal. Or, for instance, if your ambition is to launch a groundbreaking tech company that will transform the internet, you might be eyeing technologies that don't exist yet. You need to believe that you can gain those skills in the future with dedicated effort. This forms part of your belief web. Additionally, you must trust that you have access to the right resources at the right time. Whether they're available now or can be obtained later, lacking these resources when needed can hinder your ability to reach your ambitions. Finally, you should have confidence that your skills, resources, contacts, and social networks will align as situations arise. These are significant assumptions, and doubting them could lead to self-sabotage. It's crucial to view your primary goal in the broader context of all these factors. You need to believe that they are present and deserving of your mental energy. Paying attention to the details will help you act in a systematic and methodical manner. The right outcomes arise at the right moments with the right people. Your big goal can't be seen as a one-time shot. It's not like Luke Skywalker in an X-Wing aiming for that small hole in the Death Star. Sinking that shot won't simply blow it up. Before reaching that moment in the Star Wars saga, countless events had to unfold. The rebels needed to identify the weak spot and assess the Death Star's defenses. You may be stuck in the one-time chance mindset, thinking you just need to execute one perfect move for everything to fall into place. However, reality doesn't work that way. Planning ahead is essential. To achieve your big goals, it's crucial to be aware of the assumptions that support them. You must ensure that all necessary conditions are met for a realistic chance at success. You need to believe in the right things. A complex web of beliefs and assumptions is essential for turning a large goal into a reality. Be prepared for your beliefs to face challenges. If you consistently act on your beliefs, you might find yourself risking failure, and that's actually encouraging. As you practice your beliefs and act from a place of faith, those beliefs will grow stronger. It's a bit like getting a scar. The first scratch hurts a lot, and the area is very sensitive. However, as it heals and gets bumped again, the discomfort lessens over time. Your skin becomes accustomed to it. It would take a deep cut for you to feel significant pain again. Similarly, we develop mental resilience. Past setbacks that once derailed us no longer have the same impact. You might wonder, what am I doing when facing that crushing rejection? But brace yourself for it. The initial phase of building your belief and taking action can be challenging. The first attempt is often the toughest. You don't know what to expect, how to react, and it's easy to exaggerate your fears. This uncertainty is exactly what you should anticipate. Remember, every change is tough at the beginning, messy in the middle, and beautiful at the end. Expect to feel shocked. Anticipate the pain and the loss. Just keep moving forward. You can navigate through this phase, but it varies from person to person. Some may find their footing after just one setback, figuring things out quickly and moving on smoothly. Others, like me, may need several knocks before the message sinks in. You must push through this period. The more small victories you achieve, the easier it becomes. As your belief becomes rooted in your experiences, you won't feel like you're simply hoping anymore. You've seen your beliefs pay off in the past. When you reach this point, you know you've done it before and can do it again. There isn't a fixed timeline for everyone. Some reach this stage sooner, while others may take longer. However, it's essential to push through to this stage. And now, let's move on to the next section. Chapter 7. Integrating goals into your identity. Only someone who wholeheartedly dedicates themselves to a cause can become a true master. The mastery demands everything a person has. Albert Einstein. If you have a grand vision for your life, it's challenging to make consistent progress if that vision remains abstract. Having big ambitions is not something distant. They need to resonate within you. Whether you achieve them is uncertain. Even if you follow all previous steps, you might still fall short. You must become so invested in your overarching goal that it becomes an integral part of who you are. If you can easily walk away from it or leave it aside, life's other demands will inevitably take precedence. That's simply how our minds operate. Your overarching goal cannot stay detached from you. Many engage in a mental exercise by wishing, dreaming and hoping, envisioning what their future could look like and the changes they desire. While this is valuable, it often lacks personalization. The stakes aren't high enough if you simply envision alternative realities. It's akin to watching a film in reverse. When you watch a movie, you suspend your disbelief and immerse yourself in the creator's vision. You enjoy the experience for a couple of hours before returning to reality. Wishing, dreaming, and hoping function similarly. You are crafting the script instead of consuming someone else's story. In this process, you are also the one providing visuals. However, at some point you'll stop that mental movie and return to your life. You'll just switch to another movie afterward. This is what happens with wishes and dreams. Don't misunderstand. They do hold personal significance to an extent and can uplift your spirits. But for instance, if you're unemployed and struggling to make ends meet, daydreaming about becoming a millionaire can be quite tempting. Isn't it wonderful to imagine having plenty of money in your account or cruising in your dream car? While this visualization may offer a temporary escape from your tough reality, it doesn't equate to having a plan to pursue your goals. You're merely indulging in a mental escape, distancing yourself from facing reality. Be cautious, as you're not fostering resilience in this way. The more you daydream, the less likely you are to take action. It's essential to understand that there's a significant difference between simply wishing, hoping and dreaming and actively committing to making your goals a reality. Grit is all about action. Your personal goals and vision must become woven into your identity. You need to recognize and own your ultimate aspirations, and there should be a sense of urgency and total commitment. If you want to fully merge with your goals, you must give your all. As Henry Rollins puts it, if you have a clear idea of your future, you must be obsessive about it. Whether your passion lies in music, ballet, or simply obtaining a degree, you must let nothing stand in your way. You need to know and claim your identity. Someone once wisely stated, your identity precedes your activity. You must affirm to yourself, this is my destiny. This is who I am. This is the type of person I was born to be. You can visualize your big picture goal when you do that. It becomes part of your daily routine. You're not just doing this to escape from the challenges you face. You're not using a picture of yourself in a corner office at a big corporation to distract yourself from the misery of being unemployed. Instead, you should view this alternate reality as the ultimate goal of your current actions. Imagine yourself as a senior corporate employee, even if you're currently unemployed. Embracing this vision can motivate you to send out more resumes and rewrite your own. You can even seek better personal references. Daydreaming alone gives you only fleeting emotional highs, much like a mental sugar rush. It's akin to consuming empty calories. You may feel energized for a few minutes, but then you crash and seek another hit. Visualizing your big picture goals should be more than just a mental exercise. It needs to be integrated into your identity. When your aspirations become part of who you are, your thoughts, emotions, conversations, and actions will align with them. The self-talk, which is the mental rehearsal of a script, plays a vital role here. This self-talk should include your big picture goal. It's important not to regard self-talk as a mystical practice. Research in sports psychology has demonstrated the positive impact of self-talk on performance. Just as athletes use positive self-talk to refine their techniques and maintain focus, you can apply it to improve your performance in any area of your life. Short-term motivation can stem from positive self-talk. So consider keeping a journal. In this journal, consistently reflect on your overarching goals to stay engaged. Create daily physical reminders of these goals. For instance, if you aspire to attend Harvard Law School, display the Harvard Law logo or photos of its campus on your computer. Constant reminders of your ambitions will help solidify your commitment. Your emotional escape should not derail you from your primary objective. It's important to avoid falling into the trap of escapism, as it leads nowhere. Visualizing your big picture goals should be part of a broader system that makes them more tangible in your reality and identity. Furthermore, consider involving others in your journey. The saying two heads are better than one holds true when working toward a common goal. When two people share a belief, they encourage each other, discuss progress, and draw closer to their objectives together. Expect setbacks on your path to achieving your goals. There will be obstacles and rough patches. Having someone alongside to support, encourage, and inspire you during tough times is invaluable. You don't need formal agreements. Simply sharing your goals with others can significantly aid your motivation. Or, for example, if you post a goal like losing weight on your Facebook page, you might find increased motivation from the social accountability it creates. Many people struggle with proactivity. They understand that they should pursue goals like losing weight, seeking a better job, or being better parents. Yet, they often feel overwhelmed by more immediate concerns. Posting your goals can invoke a sense of social accountability, and while focusing on what you stand to gain may not be motivating for everyone, the fear of social shame can be a powerful motivator for some. You might find your motivation comes from what's at stake. Consider this: if you share your goal on Facebook, you risk damaging your reputation. Imagine announcing, "I'm going to lose 30 pounds in 6 months," and setting a date. It's possible that many people might overlook your post or simply not care. Still, there's that nagging fear in the back of your mind. What if someone calls you out? This fear can be the very push you need to stay on track. The potential for social embarrassment may be the spark that ignites your determination. And making a public commitment can also help rally others around your objective. Engaging your closest friends for accountability is one effective strategy. And think about those people you deeply respect, whether they're your best friends or family members. If you don't follow through on your goals, consider giving them permission to hold you accountable. If you lag behind or begin to forget your aspirations, they should feel free to call you out. They can gently challenge you or offer constructive criticism. It's crucial to clarify the type of permission you're granting them. The love your friends and family have for you is a strong reason to let them keep you accountable. Even if you're indifferent to some of their interests, your affection for them can lead you to care. That's the beauty of close relationships. Your loved one's passions become significant to you simply because you cherish them. Use this knowledge to your advantage. Allow your friends to play a role in your accountability. Since they understand the importance of your goals, they are more likely to engage with and support you. If they truly care about you, they'll make sure you stay on track. The key is straightforward. Keeping your goal front and center in your mind makes it harder to stray. It gradually becomes part of who you are. You begin to live, eat, sleep, and breathe your goal in various ways. When you organize your life around it, the veering off course becomes increasingly challenging. Your goal transforms into the soundtrack of your life, a constant guiding force. Even when you're focused on other tasks, that goal lingers in the background, nudging you forward. It becomes a compass, continuously directing your path. How could it not? It's woven into your identity. Chapter 8. Conquering obstacles. Life isn't just about speed or height. It's about resilience and recovery. Those with strong resilience often contemplate the worst-case scenarios and learn to accept them. As they chase their goals, they ponder the potential downsides and confront their worst fears. They make a list of possible disasters, setbacks, and disappointments, then sort through worst-case scenarios. Ultimately, they reach a place of acceptance, just stating, "I'll handle it." They've made peace with what may come. They continually ask themselves, what's the worst that could happen? How bad could it really be? And they often conjure up a lot of exaggerated scenarios. Ultimately, they determine that what they gain is more valuable, precious, and worthwhile than what they lose. This realization is crucial. As you focus on your big goal, you need to adopt this mindset. Earlier in the book, the web of assumptions necessary to keep pursuing your goal was discussed. The good news is that when you believe in these secondary beliefs and reinforce your assumptions, your conviction in your primary goal strengthens. It makes you more resilient and less likely to be swayed. Acting on these smaller beliefs will yield results, showing you that they are not just valid but worth believing in, thereby bolstering your faith in your big goal. Sounds fantastic, right? However, there's one thing that can jeopardize all of this, and it's quite tempting. What should you avoid doing? You might start to believe that reaching your big goal will be a breeze. With positive results rolling in, you may think it's just a matter of time until you achieve it. This outlook can lead to confusing a string of successes for a smooth ascent to the top. If you convince yourself that your journey toward your big goal will be quick and easy, you risk losing your resilience. It's essential to grasp that personal, mental, and emotional stamina is vital. You need the grit to persevere through setbacks, disappointments, and the pains that come along with your success journey. Keep moving forward even as challenges arise. If you're pushed back, adapt by moving sideways. When you're knocked down, get back on your feet and keep trying. If one approach doesn't work, find another and keep at it. Assuming your big goal will come quickly and effortlessly can weaken your resolve. This mindset, where you feel you are entitled to an easy ride, is known as an entitlement mentality, an insidious trap that will undermine your efforts. Do yourself a favor and remain vigilant against this way of thinking. If you start to believe that, just because you're experiencing a smooth patch, everything else will go that way, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. No one deserves a shortcut on the tough road to success. It's challenging for a reason, which is why many people fall short. Just because things are starting to come together doesn't mean your ultimate victory is around the corner. That's the entitlement mentality talking. You need to take a reality check. You're bound to face setbacks. It's not a question of if, but when. Prepare yourself for rejection, whether it comes from being laughed at by women, turned down for job offers, or facing disappointing grades on tests. It's inevitable. The focus shouldn't be on avoiding these challenges. You can't and shouldn't. Instead, consider how you will handle them. Tackle setbacks in a way that keeps your eye on the bigger picture. To cope with inevitable disappointments, your first step should be mental preparation. Understand that setbacks, failures, and rejections occur. They aren't permanent and don't have to define your future. You have the power to navigate around them. Dealing with setbacks is part of the journey. Expect them to happen, but don't let them catch you off guard. Avoid getting emotionally worn out by the experience. Even with your best efforts, things may go sideways. When that happens, don't crumble under the weight. Remind yourself, I gave it my all, and I'll keep going because setbacks happen to everyone. You're not making excuses or shirking responsibility. You're committing to push ahead. It's essential to have a fallback plan, just like wrestlers who face real hits. Despite perceptions that wrestling is fake, they know how to take those hits. They've learned to fall in a way that allows them to bounce back instead of hitting the mat hard. When faced with disappointment, it's crucial to have fallback positions ready, to choose to learn from the experience, even if it's a tough blow. This approach is always wise. You also have the choice to find a new path. If one door closes, there are countless others to explore. This is undeniable. Say to yourself, all right, I'm moving on. I accept this. Then begin searching for another route. Think of it like your personal global positioning system saying, recalculating route. You can adjust your secondary goals because major objectives are composed of smaller milestones, similar to how significant beliefs are built on lesser assumptions. It's time to reconsider certain facets. Redirecting your resources can be beneficial. Perhaps the cause of your setback is that you didn't give it your all. Splitting your focus across multiple projects can derail your efforts. Now might be the time to concentrate your energy where it truly matters for achieving success. Remember, it's important to channel your excitement about setbacks rather than letting them drag you down. This shows you're actively trying instead of just wishing for better outcomes. If the fallout stings, it means you're invested in making strides. You've put in significant effort and sacrificed much along the way. Recognize that you've traveled a long distance already. The pain you're feeling is a testament to your progress. If it hurts this much, it's because you had substantial stakes involved. You're not on the brink of a breakthrough, and so keep that in mind. Learning effectively is key. Earlier, I mentioned the importance of recognizing your position during disappointments. And many people go through the motions, claiming they want to learn, but fail to absorb the lessons. It's one thing to note what went wrong, but another entirely to truly learn from it and implement changes. Getting this right is what will truly make a difference. You'll need to relearn tough lessons repeatedly until they truly sink in. But how do you learn effectively? It requires a systematic and methodical approach to your education. This means paying close attention to what actually occurred and analyzing those events thoroughly. What is the core lesson here? Is it what you initially believed? Does it resonate with something else you've experienced? Are you simply skimming through the lesson without grasping the full picture? These aspects are fundamentally different. To understand what happened at its core, focus on how events unfolded. Sometimes things aren't as they seem. You might be faced with a lesson that you don't even realize is there. It's possible you're interpreting the facts incorrectly. One productive way to learn is by considering alternatives. When you hit a dead end, what other paths might you have taken? Reflect on your actions and think about what different choices could have resulted in a better outcome. Improving your resource management is another angle to consider. Have you used your time wisely? Is there any way you could achieve more with your focus and effort? Try to connect the various lessons you've learned. You may uncover a key insight from any given experience, but don't assume it's isolated. It's often linked to other concepts waiting to be explored. How is your recent revelation tied to what you already understand? No matter how you learn, remember to celebrate your progress. Don't let moments of discouragement pull you down to the point of self-doubt. You might feel overwhelmed at times, wishing to give up. Yet, even in defeat, your lessons remain invaluable. Chapter 9. Creating Sustainable Habits. As Linda Poindexter said, one small crack doesn't mean you're broken. It signifies you've been put to rest, yet you haven't fallen apart. Assess your daily activities in relation to your overarching goal and make it a habit to align them. Every time you tackle your to-do list, ask yourself, how does this bring me closer to my big goal? This reflection should be part of your routine. Continuously connect what you learn each day to your progress toward your big objective. By embedding your goal into the fabric of your daily life, you'll see how even routine activities contribute to your success. Even if the fit isn't immediately obvious, take time to identify your daily wins and how they relate to your big goal. Everyone achieves something each day, no matter how small it may seem to others. Recognize your daily accomplishments, whether it's finishing a report or completing a task, and evaluate how each experience helps you inch closer to your objectives. On the flip side, also recognize your daily challenges and how to tackle them. You can view them in reverse. How can your solutions to everyday hurdles keep you focused? Are there adjustments you need to make? Discovering workable solutions can lead to overcoming your daily challenges while keeping your big goal in sight. The key, take a moment to reflect on your daily activities, achievements, victories, defeats, and challenges. Viewing these through the lens of your overarching goal gives them meaning and purpose. Each step you take feels connected to that goal, and every action carries significance. This perspective is crucial because it keeps you anchored in your everyday life. It serves as a constant reminder that your goal is what gives you direction and that you have the power to shape your experiences. It's all about harnessing that motivation, knowing you're striving towards something greater. Waking up each day holds a purpose. As you tackle one problem after another, you move closer to your desired outcomes. You have a guiding star, a North Star. This realization is vital because nothing is predetermined. You're not simply going through the motions. The results of your efforts aren't carved in stone. You are actively shaping your own path and making a statement about your future. Chapter 10. Best Practices for Grit. You've discovered the power of belief and ways to reinforce it. Integrating your long-term goals into your personal identity is essential. There are strategies to keep you on track, even when things don't unfold as planned. In this concluding chapter, you will explore best practices designed to bolster your resilience. You will find these strategies incredibly beneficial. Let's dive in. Surround yourself with individuals who share your beliefs. Seek friendships with those who view their goals as their own guiding stars, discovering purpose in their aspirations. These people share similar attitudes and assumptions about achieving their objectives. They're as driven as you are. When you spend time with them, you become energized by their successes as they resonate with your own journey. While you may have different goals, you are traveling along the same road. This sense of camaraderie, fellowship, and a shared mission is reassuring. It alleviates feelings of isolation. You won't feel like a lone wolf chasing after unrealistic dreams, with others doubting your ambitions. In the company of such friends, you find comfort and strength. You can discover like-minded individuals through local meetup groups. If you haven't explored this avenue yet, check out www.meetup.com. Many countries feature meetup.com in larger cities. Don't worry if in-person connections aren't feasible for you. Following minded individuals online and engaging with their insights can also be valuable. Another impactful practice is to hold yourself accountable, even with a vivid vision of your big goal playing in your mind. Without a set timeline, nothing will come to fruition. People are pushed to get off the fence. They push people to get out of analysis paralysis and take action. You should be clear about the signs that you have gone off track. You have to be aware of the signs that you have lost sight of your big goal if you write this down. Allow yourself to feel bad if you go off track once you recognize the signs. Acknowledge that it's your responsibility for not setting timelines for your goals or failing to follow through on deadlines. By doing this, you will train your mind to sound an alarm when you veer away from your major goal. Avoid falling into the trap of blaming others or the economy for your inaction. This is merely your mind adopting a victim mentality. While some situations are truly out of your control, it's essential to take charge of your life rather than getting swept away by circumstances. The best actions stem from your judgment in the current situation. You might find yourself redirected, taking a detour, or even stopping for a while, but your ultimate goal remains valid and continues to call out to you. This goal is part of your identity. Thus, keep your eyes on the long-term vision and keep taking action, as that's the only way forward when driven by your passion and sense of purpose. This process is what builds and strengthens your resilience. Consider applying the ABCDE principle to shift your perspective during tough times. Life unfolds in unexpected ways, and not always pleasantly. Sometimes, despite your best efforts, you might stumble and lose hope of reaching your goal. It's essential to remember that a marathon is just that, a marathon, not a quick sprint. You need to develop mental skills to navigate through challenges. A change in perspective can shift your reality. Charles Swindoll famously said, "Life is 10, what happens to me in 90 is how I react to it." The ABCDE model can help you view things differently. Developed by Albert Ellis as part of rational emotive behavior therapy, this model expands into the ABCDE framework proposed by Martin Seligman. It guides you in countering negative beliefs when faced with adversity. When you're pushing yourself to stay on track, this model serves as a tool to reshape your perspective. Here's how it works. Adversity. This is the challenge at hand. Describe a recent setback as an objective fact. Next, record your beliefs about the situation. Reflect on what you were telling yourself in that moment and what actions you took based on those thoughts. In disputation, this involves questioning your beliefs. Challenge those thoughts. Seek evidence against your belief or consider the situation from a different angle. Once you challenge negative behavior, pay attention to how your thoughts and feelings shift. For a practical example, suppose you started a new venture but faced losses. You might think about quitting and returning to a standard 9-to-5 job due to a belief that you lack business skills. Such thoughts could lead you to feel worthless and regret your initial decision, complicating matters further. Now, flip the script. Remind yourself of your good work experience and that this loss is just a temporary setback. Recall the recognition you received for your expertise when you started your business. By disputing your negative beliefs, you'll feel better about yourself and your skill set. You'll realize quitting isn't the answer to a momentary challenge, empowering you to make the right decisions to revive your business. Though managing adverse situations can be tough in the future, the ABCDE model will help you generate positive behaviors and actions. Keeping a goals journal is a best practice. As you navigate your journey, document your progress. Define your ultimate goal and break it down into smaller, achievable sub-goals. Break down your goals into manageable steps, ensuring you create timelines for each one. As you work through your objectives, make sure to jot down your thoughts and observations. Writing down your goals significantly increases the chances of achieving them. By committing them to paper, you are more likely to bring them to fruition. Clearly define your goals and break them down into actionable parts. Keep track of your daily progress with notes on the steps that contribute to your larger ambitions, ultimately guiding you toward your main goal. A great strategy for building resilience is known as the hard thing rule, proposed by a researcher in the field. This rule encourages you to tackle something challenging every day. It's important to remember that true strength comes from pushing yourself beyond what's easy or comfortable. Building grit is similar to developing muscle. You can't strengthen your body by lifting weights that are far too light, even if you can do it 100 times without breaking a sweat. Real growth comes from pushing past your comfort zone. But for instance, you might hit the gym and stretch your limits by making your workout more challenging. As a writer, I often find it tough to push myself to hit a target word count each day. To boost your output, consider reading a set number of pages from inspiring books, or working an extra hour to finish that report due tomorrow. It could also mean running an extra half-mile compared to the day before, or extending your meditation session to gain more control over your thoughts. The stepping beyond your current limits is essential for personal growth and resilience. You might even find yourself doing things that make you uncomfortable, like speaking in front of a camera. Each challenge is a chance to strengthen yourself. Another effective approach is to adopt flexible thinking patterns. Remember, your thoughts shape your reality. Avoid rigid thinking and try to see things from others' perspectives. Embracing diverse viewpoints fosters a growth mindset. When you're adaptable in your thoughts and actions, resilience has the opportunity to flourish. Flexible thinkers spot opportunities for learning and growth, discovering their own capabilities when facing challenges with enthusiasm and creativity. To further enhance your mental toughness, consider the 40 rule. Those with grit need to cultivate mental strength, as it's this toughness that keeps them on track through setbacks and difficult situations. The United States Navy's Sea, Air, and Land teams, better known as the Navy SEALs, are among the world's most formidable soldiers. Their mental fortitude is a cornerstone of their training. A key aspect of this training is the 40 rule, which teaches them that the first signs of fatigue are often just a mental illusion. They learn that when they begin to feel tired, they've only used 40 of their energy. In reality, the 60 remains untapped. Even when the mind sends signals of exhaustion, there is much more within to push through. Muhammad Ali is a prime example of this principle. He famously stated that he doesn't start counting his sit-ups until it begins to hurt. For athletes, the initial wave of fatigue does not signify the body's true limits. With the right motivation, it can push beyond these barriers. Following this rule can significantly enhance your grit. No matter the hurdles in your path, the key is to keep moving forward. Conclusion. John Wayne once said, "It's not possible for a moral man to have peace of mind if he leaves undone what he should have done." You've begun the journey of building grit, which I emphasized in the introduction is crucial for success. In fact, it often explains accomplishments better than traditional metrics like IQ, connections, or wealth. The best part? It's a choice. If you believe your ability to learn is flexible, then setbacks become opportunities to try again. By keeping your eyes on the prize, despite any detours you encounter, you will eventually reach your goals. Reading this book alone won't transform your life. What truly makes the difference is taking action. It's one thing to absorb the information. Applying it is what counts. You need to start now. Don't let your mind trick you into waiting for the right moment. Avoid telling yourself you'll kick things off once everything aligns perfectly. Tomorrow won't show up unless you make it happen. Set a timeline for yourself. If it's too soon, it might overwhelm you. If it's too far away, you risk getting sidetracked by other pressing matters. Aim for a deadline that feels balanced. Commit to it wholeheartedly. It doesn't matter how you feel when the time comes. Life may be chaotic, and emergencies may arise, but push through and take action anyway. It is a little secret. You don't need to come out strong. It's okay to start small. You can take baby steps. As Martin Luther King Jr. wisely said, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. And if you can't walk, then crawl. Just keep moving forward. Take action now. I wish you success and happiness on your journey.